Why would the disciples leave their life to follow Jeshua? Hey guys, it's John here. I wanted to answer this question that came in for the videos. Can you tell anything about the times you remember? For instance, was fishing a good occupation financially? Many people today dismiss the early leaders as illiterate peasants, but there is evidence that, in fact, they were doing just fine. I believe this makes a difference because it's one thing for people with no direction in life to want to change, but when people are doing well, where would the incentive be to give that up and follow an itinerant preacher? It's a great question, and it's one that I'm very happy that I have a very clear answer for. This was actually answered in totality in my very first regression. First of all, let's talk about whether fishing was financially a good job or not. My memory of that was that Zebedee, John of Old's father, had many boats, and he had many fishermen. And John, when in the beginning of my regression, was repairing nets, not because he was going to go out and fish with them, but because he was repairing nets so that the fishermen could use them in the boats. And so John was the basically the son of a very comfortably living businessman who had multiple boats and multiple fishermen. So yeah, he was in a good place, as was, of course, his brother James would have been in the same situation. But so for them to walk away from their life, why would they walk away from their inheritance and all those things? Now, in my regression, one of the things that happened was I first saw Jeshua. He walked over, he raised his hand, he put his hand on my chest, and I left the physical illusion. I went into the oneness of God and experienced my oneness. The regressionist at one point actually says, "Are you with him or are you him?" And I said, "I'm within him," meaning we're one, we're together. And he was showing me the oneness of God. And when the regressionist then said, "Let's go to the next important moment," and the next important moment was me feeling all my fears and my anxieties. But while I was feeling all those fears and anxieties, I was watching him walk away. And then one of the things I literally say in my regression is, he gave me a glimpse of everything, and now I have to be with him. So basically, when you understand that the physical world is just an illusion, and you understand that everything goes away and we go back to this oneness of God, the importance of financially doing well or go away, because those are all physical world constructs that are unimportant in the pure essence of the oneness of love, the oneness of God. And so why did they walk away from their life? Because they got a glimpse of the other side. They got a glimpse of their true nature, their true divinity, and they walked away from everything. And you had tax collectors, you had people who were doing very well financially in the time, and they walked away from their life because they got a glimpse of who they truly were, and their oneness with the source, and their oneness with each other, and understanding that the experience of this life itself is just an illusion that we experience our separation from that oneness. And so in truth, the reason John walked away from that life is because it really was shown to be nothing important. It was shown to be nothing that was of a reality of his true nature. And so he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in the wilderness. I need to go back to back home, back to where I am. I need to find out what that was and how I can get back there." And so, were they doing well financially? Yeah, they were doing okay. They had a good business and they were working fine. Did they walk away from it? In an instant. Why? Because in an instant they were shown what the truth was, their truth. And so they walked away. And so I hope that answers your question, and I will talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.